My wife and I went to the State Fair of Texas in Dallas for the first time on its last day in 2024. If you want to know what it's like to visit the State Fair of Texas as a first timer, then I'll share our experience so you can get a glimpse of what it's like when you plan your visit for 2025. I'll share how much we spent on tickets, how much we spent on parking, and how much we spent to eat some of the best food in the fair. So let's talk about tickets. My wife and I decided to go to the State Fair at the last minute. Our options for tickets on the website were premium one-day admission at $24 each. We also had the option for the $24 tickets plus $50 in coupons, or the daily admission ticket, and for Sunday, the last day of the State Fair, it was $25. So while we were thinking about driving or using Dallas's Dart, we found a $5 off per ticket coupon, and that's what we used to get the tickets for $20 each for Sunday. And with fees, it ended up being $43 total for 2 tickets. When we were ready to head to the State Fair, we considered taking Dallas's Dart versus driving. And taking the Dart, it was going to take about an hour to get from our hotel all the way to the State Fair compared to under 20 minutes for driving. And the drive actually took about 25 minutes because by the time we got close to the State Fair, traffic was starting to back up. And once we took the exit, we got into the first parking lot we found, which ended up costing $35. There may be cheaper options, but this worked for us because we were close to an entrance and we were also able to get out of the State Fair relatively easily. When we first got in the fair, the first thing we saw was Little Tex, I believe. And after walking around for quite some time, we finally found Big Tex because the fair is massive. We were there for 7 hours and barely got to see everything. Since we decided to go to the State Fair at the last minute, our goal was to explore what the fair had to offer while trying to limit our spending. The fair seemed to have something for everyone. There were plenty of games, rides, a vast variety of food options, shopping for just about every taste, demonstrations throughout, free shows, and live music with a headline show in the evening. And while everything seemed to be priced pretty high throughout the fair, there were some discounts to be found. One thing we both enjoyed that didn't cost us any money was the Texas Auto Show. I believe we saw everything the auto show had to offer, but may have missed part of it due to the massive size of both the auto show and the fairgrounds. It seemed that the Texas Auto Show was in 2 large buildings near the entrance that we went in, plus there were additional cars set up outside kind of behind one of the buildings that we had no idea about until we found it towards the end of our day. And I also got to test drive the Chevy Silverado EV, which unfortunately I didn't get a chance to film. This was at Chevy's test track, which was at a different part of the State Fair, just to kind of give you an idea of how massive both the Texas Auto Show and the State Fair is. As it got closer to lunch, we were getting hungry, so we decided to go ahead and try some of the world famous food at the State Fair. And one of the first things we got was the candied pork belly bacon bites. And my wife will be the official taste tester for this video.
Alright. They're sticky. Hot.
How is it?
If we were on a cheat day.
The cost of the 5 candied pork belly bacon bites was 20 tickets or $20, and overall I would give it an 8 out of 10. I don't care for desserts, but my wife tried the Nutty Bar Alaska, which is a nutty bar with toasted marshmallow, 2 Oreos, strawberry sauce, and freeze-dried strawberry pieces, which cost 10 tickets. And while she was finishing that, I saw a sign for soul rolls, and I had to try them.
What
What you think?
we got?
Good.
Alright.
It's very unique.
The soul rolls cost us 16 tickets and were definitely my favorite food item of the day, and I would give them a rating of 10 out of 10. Up next is the Dominican Fritura Dog, which was the 2024 Best Taste for Savory. It's made up of Fritura cheese and Dominican salami, then double deep fried in corn dog batter, split open and topped with garlic plantain chips, top secret Dominican sauce, and cilantro.
Oh, I don't even know how to get into it.
Here, take some medicine.
Worth it? Let's see.
This cost us 16 tickets, and overall, I would rate it a 9 out of 10. From there, we had to try the cotton candy bacon on a stick, which won the 2024 Best Taste for Sweets.
How is it?
It's good. It's weird, but it's good.
This cost 16 tickets, and I would rank it a 9 out of 10. We tried the hippie chips, which were chips tossed with bacon, your choice of ranch or blue cheese, sriracha, and green onions for a cost of 12 tickets. We also tried the pork dumplings, which are pretty much the same as you can get at any Asian restaurant, and these cost 10 tickets for 3 dumplings and 1 sauce. And overall, I'd give the chips about an 8 out of 10, and the dumplings probably a 7 out of 10. For our overall costs, not including additional shopping, we spent $43 on tickets, $35 on parking, and a total of $100 on food and drinks. And that came out for a grand total of $178. All right, so what advice would I give first-timers looking to go to the Texas State Fair? Number 1 is get to the fair early. This is to beat traffic, and if you're driving, to get a good parking spot, and most importantly, beat the crowd. The crowds were definitely much lighter in the day, and as the day went on, we definitely noticed larger crowds. Number 2 is prepare. And what I mean by this is bring your own bottled water, sunscreen, and also a hat. Everything is expensive in the fair, and while water is relatively cheap, you can save a couple dollars by bringing your own water and save the hassle of getting sunburned by bringing plenty of sunscreen and a hat. Number 3 is probably pretty obvious, but plan to spend money. Especially if you plan to try as much food as you can, play some of the carnival games, or ride one of the many rides. Food, the rides, and the games cost tickets, aka the money of the fair. And you can get tickets at multiple kiosks throughout the fair, both manned and self-service ones. And I never had to wait more than about a minute to reload on tickets. And my last piece of advice would be give yourself plenty of time, and if you can, go multiple days. We spent 7 hours at the fair and were pretty tired from walking around all day after being out in the sun. We basically got to scratch the surface on what there is to do. And there seemed to be plenty of free shows throughout that basically we didn't have time to stop and watch. Also, with as many food options as the fair has, it's almost impossible to try everything all in one day. And there was so much more we wanted to try and also do. So there you have it, a glimpse into what our experience was like. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.